De INET96 conferentie in Montreal. In Montreal was er de afgelopen maand een enorm grote internationale internetconferentie. De INET96. Canada liet zich even zien en bij de conferentie was natuurlijk ook zo'n beurs waar allerlei bedrijven lieten zien wat ze kunnen of willen gaan doen op het gebied van het internet, zoals elektronisch betalen. Montreal is een hele mooie stad en het was duidelijk dat de regering daar graag dit evenement wilde gebruiken om ook Quebec en de Franstalige ambities daar te promoten. Iedereen liet zich zien, grote bedrijven als Silicon Graphics, Sun. En de gespreksonderwerpen waren natuurlijk elektronisch betalen. Hoe gaan de uitbreidingen van het internet verlopen? Dingen als Java, dingen als de overeenkomsten tussen grote telecombedrijven zoals MCI en de internetclubs. Kortom, de expansie stond hoog op de agenda. Verder was het een wat chaotische toestand met erg veel sprekers die niet allemaal precies op hetzelfde niveau waren. Het leek wel een beetje op het internet. Heel veel aanbod, maar hoe vind je de juiste dingen? Hoe haal je uit het enorme aanbod die stukjes informatie die je echt wil hebben? Er was veel nadruk op iets wat men polylinguistics noemde. Internet in verschillende talen. En natuurlijk was dat omdat de Franstalige mensen ook graag aan bod komen. Quebec liet zich wat dat betreft wel even zien. Men doet in Canada graag de Amerikanen na en wat dat betreft is ook de strijd om vrije telecommunicatie heel duidelijk. Bell Canada is op dit moment de belangrijkste aanbieder, maar moet zich verdedigen tegen andere bedrijven die ook een stukje van de telecommunicatiekoek willen hebben. Op deze beurs waren er bijvoorbeeld al veel bedrijven die praten over kabelmodems en ook kabelmodems aanboden. Een van de onderwerpen op zo'n beurs die altijd aandacht trekt is natuurlijk ook virtual reality. Wat dat nou eigenlijk te maken heeft met het internet is niet duidelijk. Er is wel zoiets als VRML, maar wat we hier zien is gewoon virtual reality. Met een handschoen en een helm. In Montreal was in ieder geval duidelijk dat de Franstaligen zich wat achtergesteld voelen. En dat er dan ook programma's komen zoals Franco-Route waarin men dat gaat oplossen.
It is a recent project launched by the Computer Research Institute of Montreal to basically accomplish two things. One, to develop innovative tools to search very complex information bases, and the second one is to apply it specifically to all of the French web pages available on the net. What we've done is built a set of robots that search the internet and look at every page and classify them by language. Currently we're only retaining the French languages, but we can do the same thing for Spanish, for Dutch, for Italian and for other languages. We're keeping those pages, indexing them automatically, and then we're adding a classification. Currently the classification is done manually, but we have a parallel research project to learn from our manual classification scheme and try to automate it as well. That's downstream, that's a longer term project.
What? Oh yeah. En de alternatieven zijn natuurlijk dingen als AltaVista.
What? We're talking with Mark Conway of Digital. What is AltaVista?
AltaVista is a search engine, a search tool that has been put out on the World Wide Web by Digital Equipment. It was a product developed in our research labs. It's something that has been put out and made available to people on the web for no charge. And it's a search tool. One of the questions that many people have about the World Wide Web is it is so huge and there is so much information, how do I find anything? So AltaVista is really comprised of three components. It's a searching and indexing tool. We have a spider, a web crawler. This is a software engine that actually goes out over the internet and surveys every web server on the internet. This is one of the unique things about Alta Vista. It actually will search about 3 million pages a day. We have estimates that the World Wide Web, the internet, now is comprised in excess of 30 million pages. So it takes almost 10 days for this web crawler to go out and update and find all the information that's on the internet. That gets stored in Palo Alto in California on a set of large 8400 alpha servers from Digital. And then we use some high-end switching, networking capabilities that connect Alta Vista to the main backbones of the internet. And this is why some of the response time is very quickly. What is unique about Alta Vista perhaps is it's one of the more comprehensive search engines on the internet because it does.
De INET-conferentie was verder vooral heel veel technische mensen. Ze hadden een enorme batterij computers neergezet voor alle deelnemers die daarop konden experimenteren. Er was ook een technische conferentie. Eigenlijk was het wel interessant, maar wat chaotisch. Erg veel kritiek op het net was er niet. De echte vragen, wat doe je nou met het internet, wat heb je er nou verder aan, wat heb je aan het World Wide Web, werden niet gesteld. Wel kwam het onderwijs aan bod. Mensen die er erg voor waren, maar ook mensen die wel zeiden, hallo, wat gaan we hier echt allemaal mee doen? In hoeverre krijgt het bedrijfsleven hier te veel te zeggen? Maar het was duidelijk, hier waren de internetfanaten bij elkaar. En dat past heel erg goed in de hele sfeer van Montreal, waar ze niet alleen een elektronisch café hebben, maar ook deze zomer allerlei interessante evenementen en exposities. We gaan nu even praten over het onderwijs. We praten met een Amerikaanse leraar die een heel duidelijke mening heeft over internet en onderwijs.
Hier nou, doe eens gewoon de scherm naar beneden. Here we go, and you are a teacher. You are a teacher.
I'm a teacher in a rural public school in the United States. We have a very average population. We're not a rich town. Our population isn't characterized by high education levels or low education levels. We feel it's a very average American school district.
And what is your experience with the internet and what is your hope?
Okay, it's not so much that I have so much hope or I have a lot of experience, but the internet strikes me when I look out and I try to explain to myself why we can spend so much money educating our children and so few of them are effectively educated. I have to wonder I would like to pretend that we're looking at a blackboard and we're writing reasons why our students are not achieving what we would like them to achieve and believe they need to achieve. And on that list I would put single parent family status, inadequate funding, 35 hours or more of television per week, a number of other serious factors that play against children's success as students. Other factors you could mention are the teachers, and the core of teachers in the United States can't be changed very easily. We have, to review, we're looking at the teachers can't really be changed, the funding level can't really be changed very significantly. So we ask ourselves, what could change? We're very concerned that our students are not adequately educated. So what could change? And when I look at that, we can't change the students, the parents' attitude toward television viewing, social disruption in the children's lives, and other factors that are all very serious and well beyond our ability as school teachers to do anything about. And when I look out, I think, what could we do something about? And I would say it's in the delivery system. That is to say, the way we teach. We could actually change that. We could spend a little bit of money on equipment and give more success to more students.
And you're specifically talking about computers and the internet as a tool for that?
Specifically, the internet and computers to use the internet. Yes, I believe that this is a vital part of the future. I believe this allows us at very, very low cost to dramatically expand what we can offer our children. It allows the children to pursue things that are of interest to them at a pace that's interesting and satisfying to them. It gives them opportunity to practice communication. It gives them an opportunity to be leaders among groups that they may start or participate in. And in many other ways, I'm quite optimistic. And I'd like to summarize by saying that if you're not optimistic about this, we teachers have a pretty depressing job. We look at children that come to school in a distressing number of cases, neglected, abused, essentially abandoned by their families who are working huge amounts of hours.
So you're actually saying that the internet might be a social snake oil for the educational system?
Well, snake oil, of course, is a loaded term. I would say it's a new area for us to consider ways to make it work. I'm not saying it's going to solve the problem that these students have the television on for 40 hours a week, or that the parents never speak to the children, or a number of other very, very serious factors that are outside of our control. But for teachers, it allows us to approach one element of the student's experience.
You have personal experience with how the internet helps children and teachers?
Certainly. That's what I'm invited here to discuss. I'm presenting a paper on ways we're innovating our school district's curriculum. And specifically, we are going to describe a history unit that was done with 8th grade students. Rather than having them listen to lectures, fill out worksheets, try to find books and materials in the library that might be of interest, we actually staged a reenactment of the Battle of Gettysburg. And in this experience, we devoted 3 weeks of our school calendar to preparing for this. We've got tremendous involvement with the students. We got dozens and dozens of parents to show up, something that very rarely happens. We got a lot of positive television coverage, and we saw the students do a lot of very, very hard work. We had several examples of students who normally we would think of as at the bottom of the list, who are not very good performers, who found this type of experience very, very engaging. And for a 3-week period, we watched them work very, very hard to fulfill their part of this reenactment.
Bob, it sounds you believe in it.
I believe in it, but I'm not unfamiliar with the problems.